So, following our last session, where you guys had spent the night in the city of Waterdeep, kind of invited there to Lelianor, as thank you for sorting out the trouble she was having with the magic in Blaze House interfering with her teleportation circles. So you'd accompanied her through the teleportation circle to Waterdeep, where instead of spending the night at her apartment in Waterdeep, you guys had went to Anya's aunt and uncle's house, and kind of briefly met Anya's aunt, and then spent the night. Anya, you got the Bard's composing baton, which was left at the foot of your bed in a mysterious music box. And yeah, then you guys returned to Westgate through the same teleportation circle, and you, or I should say, I guess Samara, you fought Lugo the Crusher, a hill giant, and won. And that's kind of where we kind of left at the exact moment of you doing a victory lap around the Quivering Thumb, Westgate's kind of premier fighting Colosseum arena, kind of doing a in-flight victory lap. Kind of, you'd left a lot of your equipment in the Bloodworks, the underground portion of the Colosseum. So, if I'm correct, I believe you only had like your bandoliers on and these kind of like baggy purple shorts, and everything else you just left exposed for combat. And you had your staff, Thunder and Lightning. And yeah, so, but while you were doing that fight, you caught a glance at this woman. You couldn't make out her face. She was wearing a veil, but she was wearing lots of shades of blue and ornate gold ornamentation. And yeah, like I said, a kind of like this turquoise veil that covered her face. And yeah, we kind of pick up right there. You kind of catching this mysterious woman, kind of now standing, applauding in a private booth. Kind of not a small booth like in a theater, quite a large kind of platform, and she seems to have like an entourage around her, kind of pottering around, and she's applauding. And you find, or this voice finds you from somewhere unseen. You can kind of hear it resounding in your mind. An impressive feat, little bird. We will be acquainted soon. For now, do as you will. And you see this as that voice kind of fades away and you return to yourself and you're still flying. You've kind of moved past that platform, that booth. But as you kind of like look behind you, you see kind of this woman gathering her things and her entourage kind of leaving the area.
Do I recognize like the spell by the feeling? Do I know if it's a message just ended?
You would, I'll say, make an Arcana check, but with advantage, because I think that's a reasonable.
Yeah. Also, I mean, if she didn't point, I know it's not message, because she would have to point at me for that if I could see her hands, but I just don't know if I could. That's a 19, and I think my Arcana is +8. Yeah, it is.
19.
That's 27.
27, yeah. You think it's probably sending.
Right, that means I can reply, so I'll say it like quietly, because obviously everyone could see me, so I understand that some people are going to be able to read my lips, maybe if they're like Ellis or anything like that, but quiet enough so that the generic person can't just hear me before like the loud clapping and stuff.
Just pause a quick sec. This is kind of an interesting question. I'm not sure. Maybe we should get a consensus on this just moving forward. I'm not sure if you would be able to read an Aarakocra's lips because they have a beak.
Shit. I don't think I can.
Right? Well, yeah, because it doesn't have a mouth, doesn't have lip movements.
I would say if he's familiar with the creature, as if like he'd been like hanging out with, for example, Aarakocras for like half a year plus, then he'd be able to do it for simply Aarakocras. But if it's a creature he's not aware with the facial movements as much, I'd say probably he's not. So he probably can't read my lips yet, but I'd say it's something he'd be able to learn.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, once you get used to the mannerisms, sure. Yeah, time in. Yeah. So, Yeah, what's your sending?
I'll just say, so you're the one. And then I'll just go back down into the pit and head towards the gate I presume I have to leave out of.
Yeah, so there's, as you kind of land, and yeah, like there is a big crowd in here, like a thundering like wave of applause and stamping and chanting and hooting that eventually kind of dies down. You know, kind of amongst there, you know, you probably can't quite make them out unless you specifically want to, but you know, Eartha and Anya and Lelianor and Holari are somewhere scattered about the place. And yeah, you kind of land in the central sand pit of the thumb, kind of your wings beating down as they eventually stop. And you know, things have started to die down now. One last wave of applause as people start to filter out, and you can do the same. Head back to the get through your own private gate that goes down to the Bloodworks. You know, where you've left like your gear, where you'll want to pick up before you head out and get like redressed to meet your friends back outside. So yeah, you can kind of head towards that. Yeah, Anya and Eartha. Kind of. Sorry, I'm just orientating myself. As you're kind of like, you probably kind of linger around a bit longer than everyone else. You know, kind of in a concert when it ends and there's that huge wave of people leaving, and you kind of hang back just to let it clear out a bit. You kind of hold back a minute to let the bulk of people clear out, and as you do, kind of start to exit through the like at the back end of this, you see Oren, the coin master of the Thumb's like in-house resident coin master, the guy who you place bets with. He's kind of pushing his way through this crowd to find you, and he's kind of out of breath after pushing his way through, but he is carrying a hefty bag of coin with him, and he kind of as he finds you, Eartha, he kind of leans on you like like to catch his breath. A lot of upstairs and pushing through the crowd and probably smacking people's hands off this bag of money that he's carrying. And he kind of throws it. Actually, Anya, he kind of even though it's not your money, but he's kind of holding on to Eartha. But Anya, he kind of throws you this bag of money, and he kind of tightens his hand on your shoulder, Eartha. There it is then, your coin. And he kind of lingers for a second. But if you're interested, which, if you've got good business sense, you should be, I've been authorized to offer you an investment that will elevate you above the rank and file of even the Thumb's most prized clientele. And he kind of like waits for a reaction. He kind of like backs up, like lets go of you, Eartha, and he kind of like presents it, and he waits for you. He's kind of waiting for you to chew on it and say something.
Sit down. I'm going to take I'm assuming I probably stood up when I saw him coming.
Yeah,
so
you're probably walking.
I'm going to sit down, offer him a seat, and just say, like, sit.
He accepts it. Kind of like this is like a large, I wouldn't say like grotesquely fat, but like very bulky, like probably quite hairy. Yeah, balding on top, kind of like one of those monk cuts, like with the hair around, and kind of like very patchy beard. Yeah, he kind of harumphs down into one of the store. When I say you guys have been walking, it's probably more like, you know, when you walk sideways when you're in one of those big lots of chairs and you're kind of making your way to where the actual path is. You're probably still there. So like, yeah, he joins you in one of these side-on-side seats. Yeah, he sits down.
What's this investment that you're so eager to tell me about?
Kind of looking between you and Anya and kind of gesturing off towards the sand pit, as though to include Samura in this as well. He says, well, like I said, I've been authorized to offer you the opportunity to invest in the Thumb. Now, this doesn't come around often. We don't accept new shareholders unless one passes away. But you lot have put a lot of money through the Thumb in the last few days. So we've been allowed to make an exception, and one of the higher ups has asked for special cause. So each of you has been authorized to be allowed to buy a share of the thumb for 2,500 gold pieces each. You don't each have to buy one, but you can buy one share each. Now, these shares, I've got one or two shares myself, but almost priceless. You get a little cut of every bit of coin that goes through the thumb, every winning, every losing. And if you so choose, it might not be particularly relevant for you right now, but if you ever want to come back to Westgate after you head off, you can choose to be included in business decisions and investments that the thumb makes. So if you ever need access to a large wealth of coin, you'd have the ears of the other investors here. You'd be able to call a meeting. But yeah, I'm afraid I would have to ask, and the opportunity is only available today. Each of you can buy a share each for 2,500 gold pieces. And I'm afraid, so Eartha, you couldn't buy two, you can only buy one. Each of you could only buy one, but it does offer you a tiny percentage that does build up over time of coin. So, a few months, a few years from now, when you come to collect that coin, it'll build massively. And like I said, the chance to call meetings and be included in them if you're around.
1 second. I'm going to turn to Anya to see what she thinks. Not say anything, just look at her and see what her opinion on this all is.
Extra money. It's a good business opportunity. We might as well.
Oren, hearing that, kind of like gets it, like he kind of, like he's still haggardly, like, especially after talking so much, like he's not getting the chance to catch his breath. But now, like this kind of like the greedy smile of a dragon kind of kills up. Like he loves whenever coins getting involved, and he's like, smartest woman if I know one. So you're both in. You can bring it to your friend as well. The option's open to Samura.
1 second. I'm gonna send in Samura. Wait, there's no spell like I can send in Samura, can't I? I can't. I'm not gonna get stopped by some magical barrier.
You can,
Just ask
but
him.
we'll just pause there, just so we know where Samura's at. So Samura, the camera changes over to the Samura who has left the battlefield. The sand
Film
pit.
crew comes running over with the camera eventually.
Yeah, documentary crew. So you're now back in the Bloodworks. You kind of see the pile of your gear, like your robe and like your satchels and everything that you've left down there, and you kind of start putting stuff back on. Actually, could you just make a perception check with advantage?
Yeah, would I put all that stuff in the bag of holding?
Wait, am I using specifically my eyes? Are they involved?
Yeah.
Then
What
that's
you
a
saying, Al?
19.
Do we not put all his stuff in the bag of holding before he went down?
I don't think so.
No, because I had to get changed.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Because I know we did it for mine, but I didn't know if we did it for his.
What did you say? Sorry, Jackson.
I got a 19.
19. Yeah. So like, you put your robe. You take the bandoliers with the scrolls off and like put them on like the bench, and you put like your shirt, your like undershirt back on, tuck it in, put your robe back on, kind of pick up your bags, and as you pick up your bag, like your satchel, you notice it is much lighter than when you put it down.
Can I check for the stone?
The stone is there, but the amber box with the key is not.
Oh no.
Shit, I thought I had that. Oh shit. Okay.
I gotta wait to figure this out. I can solve this. This is fine. Everything is fine. Please
You're
tell me
kinda
it's a level 1 spell.
I imagine Samurai is saying this as he's looking into the empty bag. He's like, I can figure this out. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Tell me it's level
yeah.
1.
Did I not take that off you? Like
No,
ages
I'm
ago?
pretty sure we put it in the bag of holding.
No, it's because
Yeah,
that's why.
Samurai
And I know I had it, not because I remember, but it's because Brad texted me at some point between our last session, being like, "You got the bag of holding?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah."
No, because you texted me about that, and then after that I was like, did I not take it? But I'm getting all muddled up. I don't actually know if I took it off.
No, I've got it because when you went
watched the
into your
recording.
fight, yeah, when you went into your fight, I took it off for you and I never gave it back.
Oh, that's a dumbass mistake. I should have
Basically, what
taken that off
happened
you.
is I had this in my notes that like as soon as it is not, as soon as it is vulnerable, something has a chance of happening. And I had this listed as one of them, and then I was like, I'll text them just to make sure. And you guys both like separately, without knowing I texted either of you. You both made it possible, and then I was like, I want to be doubly safe, and I rewatched the recording, and I was like, oh yikes. So.
Okay. So I pull out my Find My iPhone and
Yeah.
Right. I'll get myself all sorted out, but I wanna I'm gonna leave the staff holder and like scroll holder, like chest belt
Cool.
on underneath the thing. I won't
Okay.
keep the stuff in there because there isn't a hole in my top, like over in my robe, so I just break my robe and I don't really want to do that. But I'll just leave it on under. I'll just leave the shorts on too, because why not be decent for once in Samurai's
Sure.
life? I've not worn pants since the beginning. And I'll make a perception check firstly, just around the room to see if I see it. Just like the entire place. Like the entire like downstairs where all the fighters meet and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you see, there are a few people around. None of them. I mean, make an insight check, I guess.
That's not bad actually. But what's my insight? Oh yes, it's a +0. That's 16.
16. None of the there's maybe like the blood works, the underground subterranean area of the Colosseum where you come before and after fights and where you train, like this blood-stained kind of grotesque area with like training dummies and archery targets and stuff. Like it's pretty sparse. Like there's a few people in here. There's maybe like 6 people in here, but for the size of it, they are very far apart. But like as you're kind of getting ready and you're like looking at them individually, none of them are really paying any attention to you. I mean, logic would demand if they'd stolen something from you, they probably wouldn't have hung around. But like, yeah, none of them seem particularly interested in you, and none of them look particularly shady. They look like bruisers. They don't look like sneaky or. And most of them aren't wearing most of them are wearing what you were wearing, like shirt off, kind of punching and like sword fighting, and like they don't look like they have a lot of. But there are like, there are nooks and crannies around this place that someone maybe could have hid something, but like, you don't see any evidence of that, I guess.
I'm gonna the fight master sort her out.
Just as that's happening, we'll say, Eartha, your sending is coming through at Samurah. So, what would you have liked to said, Eartha?
Before I send that to him, I also want to ask, if I become a shareholder, will I still be able to fight?
The answer to that is yes. In fact, you also get preferred entry. So if there's a fight happening, like the 2 people are already locked in, but you want to replace one of those people as a shareholder, you can have them knocked out and you can replace them.
Huh? Okay, that's fine. I just want to relate to Jackson that basically, we've been offered a deal for 2,500 gold, was it, to become a shareholder. Basically, we just get a bit of the money over time. I won't go into too much detail. I'll just leave that up to when he comes. Like, I'll go into detail when he comes back up, but I'll basically just relay
I'm
like
looking forward to seeing whether he mentions what's happening. So Samurah, you hear if as kind of lax, like, oh yeah, so for like 2,500 gold, we can like choose to, and like you're kind of like looking around, and you're like maybe like half listening, and you're just kind of like your big bird eyes are like twigging out, looking around this place.
I'll like so panicked, I like not even paying attention. I catch like maybe like the last 3 words, and I don't understand what he's on about, and I don't pick up enough of it to know what's happening. I just be like, oh yeah, that's yeah, sounds good. I'll be up in a second. And it's gonna fight this quartermaster, battle master, whatever he is.
Sure. you don't see Lars down here currently. Lars being like the kind of when you first met him, he looks very northern. He looks kind of like Scandinavian-esque. But like based on his behavior, you assume like his parents were probably northern in descent, but he's like raised as a Westar, as a West Havian. But yeah, you don't see him down here right now.
Anybody down there like look like they have a good view of my belongings, or at least like so close that it would be impossible for them to miss if anything happened to them?
Make a intelligence check.
20. Unnatural.
20. You think there is like this woman isn't close to you, but she's kind of she's doing archery practice, like firing, like the target is in the direction of where your stuff is. So like you think if anything she might have caught someone looking around over there, but like you're not entirely.
Yeah, I'll approach her then and go, excuse me, do you have a moment?
She kind of fires 2 or 3 more arrows before she like rests the bow to her side, and she just kind of looks at you with a, huh?
I don't know if you saw me grab my equipment over there, and I'll point to like exactly where it was. But I've just had a fight and I've come back and there's just something I'm missing. I was wondering if you saw anybody of distinctness messing around with my stuff.
Can't say that I did. Sorry. There may have been a few people walking around down there, but I can't say I was paying attention. Sorry.
All right. Thank you. And I'll walk upstairs to meet the other two.
Sure. Yeah. So cutting back to Eartha and Anya, is there anything else you'd like to say to Oren?
I'll take a share. Screw it. I'll just give him the bag of gold back.
Sure.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
How much I made? So I'm assuming it was 20%, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
So I'll give him the bag of gold plus an extra 100 coins.
Cool. Yeah. You see kind of the glint of his 1 gold tooth, like very eagerly kind of pull that over to him and like tie it to his belt where he can. And he's like, best decision you've ever made, Eartha. Best decision you've ever made. And he kind of tucks in his kind of rancid shirt into his pants as he stands up. What about you, Miss Enduran?
I don't even think I've got my money.
Oh, I've got all the money, remember?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, yes I will. Yes I will.
Another best decision? And he kind of puts his hand out to you, Eartha, hearing that you've got the money.
Yeah, I'll just pull it out for him.
Kind of like a fox snatches it, ties it next to where he tied yours. And you can come and find me when you've had the chance to talk to your other friend in person. Other than that, Lars is looking for you, Eartha.
Right.
He should be probably outside, out front of the house.
Right, I'll start heading that way then. I'll just get up and just say thank you.
We'll all go. Nothing here. And he kind of starts like you all start now. Like pretty much 99% of everyone is out. It's just a few people standing around having conversations, and you guys kind of filter out as well. So like as you guys come from opposite directions, so like Anya, Eartha, and Oren come bouncing down the stairs, coming downstairs from the viewing area, the seats, the stalls. Samara, you come like bounding up the steps, and like you kind of see Lars, the northern Westar, kind of hanging around in the middle there, and kind of seeing you, Eartha. He kind of like gives you like a big outstretched arm and kind of waves you over with a finger. Eartha, with me.
Right. I'll start walking over.
Yeah, and he kind of just leads you straight outside, like not down, just like out out of the quivering thumb to like the nice gardens that kind of lead up to the area, like the hedges and the tree work and the grass. He starts leading you to somewhere. Are you just following silently? Are you saying anything? Or?
I'll just follow him silently until he tells me what he wants.
Cool, no worries. So Anya, Samura, and Oren, you guys kind of crash in the middle as Eartha is being escorted somewhere different by Lars. Are you guys? Is there anything you guys would like to do currently, or are you hanging until Eartha's done what he's doing?
I'll just hang until that's back from.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to Anya, obviously, and
So ashamed.
we have a slight problem.
What do you mean?
I'll open my satchel. The key. It's gone.
What about the key?
It's not on the fucking bag.
Why? I'm trying to say it as though like I'm like Anya's hearing it. Like, why is it not in the bag? What? We put it in there.
We forgot. As last time, when Eartha had the key, we forgot. We took all his stuff off him so that we didn't get robbed or lose anything. Since we already knew Damon could scry, anybody else could look at us. Like almost like bubbling with tears somewhere at this point. Like, we all forgot to do that this time, and I had the key downstairs with no one watching it.
Oh fuck.
Kind of cutting away, hard cut. Eartha, you being led by Lars, he kind of quite a lot of people around. But someone catches your eye, and then you notice Lars is actually leading you towards this person. You see kind of running along a hedge with like two nice topiary trees at either end. There is like a stone bench, and there is a figure sitting on the stone bench and someone sitting on the floor, not because they have to, just because they seemingly have chosen to, like sitting on the dirt floor. So this figure sitting on the dirt floor, kind of wearing a cloak, like a hood, a pointed hood over them. They don't appear to be wearing a shirt underneath the cloak. They're wearing kind of these dirt-stained, ripped pants, and they've got kind of fighting bandages tied around their hands and their feet, kind of like for, like rather than wearing shoes, but still kind of giving some protection. They appear to be very dirty. And the closer you get, they look kind of a bit malnourished and quite old. But the figure sitting on the bench who stands when you approach, you don't recognize the person, but you recognize this person as a follower of the Red Knight. They're wearing the same red armor that you're wearing, if not maybe a slightly older design. And kind of not with like they're not wearing their gauntlets or stuff currently. Like because they're walking around the city, they're not wearing everything, all their regalia. But their pendant, their amulet of the Red Nine is still like not the Red Knight. Their amulet of the Red Knight is still like dangling from their neck. This person has like dark hair, quite amber, dark, sun-kissed skin, and like a big, thick beard. Not like long, but just like thick, quite dense, that follows the jawline. And Lars doesn't really say anything. He just kind of like stops about 10 feet away from them as this other cleric of the Red Knight or follower of the Red Knight stands, and he kind of just points you over to them and says, "Catch you later," as he kind of pats you on the back and heads back towards the thumb. You're standing kind of 10 feet away from these two figures, one standing next to the bench, one sitting on the floor.
I'm gonna approach them, but with a bit of caution, just in case.
Yeah. So this guy wearing the armor, standing, Slaver's Bane, congratulations on your victory in the Colosseum. I mean,
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Is Gregor. Apology. There isn't, as you know, there isn't a lot of us, but news travels fast. I'm not friends, but I'm familiar with your brother. I have heard, not from him, but from others in the church. I did hear of your knighthood, and I didn't catch your match, but I did hear about it.
Thank you. So, is there something I can help you with?
As you're kind of having this conversation, that this old man sitting on the floor, kind of like you catch him kind of looking up at you, like one eye staring at you from like in between the cloak, and you hear like this old croaky voice coming from within. Slaver's Bane, eh? Well, this old man hopes that the name given is a name earned. And he kind of spits into the dirt next to him. And Gregor, this fellow cleric of the Red Knight, kind of grimaces and says, "Forgive him, he is jaded, but he needs your help. I do not have time to lend my assistance, but I was told you were in Westgate, and I thought, match made in heaven, no?"
What does he need help with?
Well, I should go about my business, so I will let him fill you in on that. Momushi, and this old man kind of puts one arm on the bench and like levies himself up, even though he's quite old, seems quite dexterous as he picks himself back up and kind of crooks his back, clicking it into place. And he kind of grabs the corner of the hood and yanks it down, so his kind of like bald head with like white hair kind of sticking out to the side, now in the sun. And you can see this guy is very pockmarked and looks quite poor, but very he is like Karaturan, so like in our world, like Asian, of Asian descent. This man is from Karator, like the Asian-esque area of this world. Old, seemingly quite rude, or unimpressed. Gregor kind of gives you a nod and says, "We should acquaint ourselves better a later time, but for now I really must go," and kind of claps you on the shoulder, and begins walking away. So this old man is just kind of like crosses his arms, kind of looking at you, doesn't say anything.
What's the thing you need help with that apparently I can do?
There is a rich house in Westgate, House Vamos. It has come to my attention that they are using their trading ships to ferry slaves, which is even illegal in a shitty place like Westgate. I am looking for assistance in ending their endeavor. Your name suggested to Gregor that you would be of suitability to help me. Are you?
Should be. I'll have to check with my companions, but I should be alright.
Well, gather your compatriots, Slaver's Bane, and see that you meet me at Westlight Harbor at sundown. Okay?
Westlight Harbor, sundown.
Yay, we get a new sidekick. That's what happens every time we free slaves.
Yeah, that's the only reason to free slaves.
Yeah.
Free body bags. Okay?
We'll be done.
I will see you then. Goodbye, Slaver's Bane. And he kind of stumbles off. You get the impression that this guy might be drunk as well, just kind of the way he stumbles.
This is Ellis talking. Is he a monk by any chance? Like of the
Since you've been to you passed through Westgate on the way to Baldur's Gate, make a history check with advantage.
I know what you're trying to do here.
Who?
2?
No, I said who? Jackson.
Oh.
to you, Ellis.
What am I trying to do?
Trying to figure out if he's a monk of the Drunken Master, I'm pretty sure.
I just want to know what he is. He's 19.
19.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like Jackson said, you've heard of monks that follow this creed of the way of the Drunken Master, kind of this style that is kind of meant to make your opponent think you're like a drunkard, someone who isn't fully in control, but in reality you're quite sober, and you're able to use their expectations to kind of knock them off. Who you've just spoken to is the Drunken Master himself, the originator of the path, Mumushi, quite a legendary figure in Westgate. So Westgate's East End is a kind of an immigrant district of refugees that have come from Karator, from this Asian continent after, wars, plagues, famines, and have settled in Westgate. And the East End is kind of all Karatoran Shao population. Its other name is Shao Town for one of the countries in Karator, Shaolong. Kind of like, imagine like Chinatown, Little Italy, Shao Town is what the East End is referred to. And when the refugee crisis started in Westgate, like about 50 or so years ago, this is kind of history you've accumulated. Not just like, this is kind of a wider story, but it's probably specifically when you spent a bit of time in Westgate passing through, you probably picked a lot of this up. There was like this faction called the 9 Golden Swords, which were these 9 Shao individuals who kind of banded together, very like Avengers-esque, as kind of like the guardians of the Shao people in Westgate, and they fought off a lot of the enemies of the Shao within Westgate. Kind of just these urban legends, like these legendary figures to the Shao people of Westgate. But yeah, you don't recognize him, but like you recognize by reputation that was Mumushi, the Drunken Master, not Drunken Master, the Drunken Master, the first person to pioneer that way of monkship. You watch him stumbling away, kind of maybe clocking that he's not quite as drunk as he's letting on, if at all. If you finish your interaction with Mumushi as he probably fakely stumbles away.
I will start heading back to the other two to tell them the new little side quest we got. We should only take a night, really, but...
So you kind of... If I make a perception check.
Do I need to? Yes, I do. 11.
Plus a 19 or some shit.
Yeah. Wait, what? Did I do that wrong?
Come on, man. It's like, 4 maths.
2 numbers, dog.
No, it's more.
How you got more than 2 numbers, dog?
Because it's
you shouldn't have more than 2.
It's the normal, but then you got times whatever your proficiency is, to times that, to add that to the thingy, because it's expertise, so you times your proficiency plus the whatever your plus is, and I've got plus 5 on top of that.
Okay, I see. Fair enough.
Does that change between level?
Yes. It depends if my proficiency goes up or not. When proficiency...
That's not between level, that's on a different level, because if it doesn't change on the same level, you could just work it out when you change level and then write the real one down.
Anyway, what's your perception?
24.
24.
Yeah.
As you kind of approach where you'd left everyone else, you see Oren has went back to dishing out coin and collecting coin from new customers. And you see Anya and you don't see Lars. He's probably went back underground into the Bloodworks, but you do see Anya and Samara. You probably see Anya doing a few fretting, and you see Samara crying. And
I'm gonna when I see this, I'm gonna stop, take a nice deep breath. Here we go, and walk up, expecting the worst news that could come.
As you kind of stop and your heel digs into the ground, a little cloud of dust kind of pushes back, and you walk in, and you kind of hear like the same kind of bickering as like well, where is it? And then he's like, I don't know. We left it downstairs with my stuff. And yeah, that's where you pick up.
Where's what?
It's like still crying. It's just a little issue, just a little thing. We should probably
Just a little oopsie. What's this little oopsie you got?
If we So when you went down to fight, we took the key off you, and no one took the key off me. And when I went back to my stuff,
What do you mean?
I
I'm gonna
open my bag as I say this, and the key is gone.
I'm gonna double check myself and the bag of holding just to make sure we didn't do an oopsie whoopsie.
Sure, make an investigation check with advantage.
Unnatural 20.
A natural 20. Yeah, you start like patting yourself down and like you realize it's not on you, and you kind of swing the bag of holding and you open it and you find an amber oh fuck, this is Anya's music box, and you chuck it back in and you start rummaging through the bag of holding, and like you kind of pull yourself in and you're like digging around, and as the bag of holding like flops down to your side again, gone.
Locate object.
I really thought you genuinely messed something up there, Brad. I didn't think it was in character.
Locate object, but not on the key. I'm going to locate object on the box.
On the box.
Cool. Because the key's surrounded by lead, so you can't find it with locate object or any other magical means, which is weird.
But the box you can. So, give me the ruling of find object again.
As long as it's within like 1,000 feet of me, and it's not surrounded by a small bit of lead.
That is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the object's location, as long as it is within 1,000 feet. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of the motion. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close within 30 feet at least once.
The spell, 1,000 feet is 300 meters.
So if you kind of like spin 360 looking outward from the thumb and you find object, does it have any, what's its components? Is it VSM or
VSM? A forked twig.
A forked twig.
I'll have that lying around.
Yeah, you kind of rummage through your satchels and you find the necessary material components as you say the words and you do the hand movement and you crunch the components in your hand, and you feel the object moving, not towards you or away, kind of just moving, kind of like, let me orientate myself, kind of moving south, not necessarily like towards or away from you, just like moving left from your periphery, not quickly, just at a steady pace. You feel the box moving.
I'm heading straight that direction.
400 feet away.
Heading straight that direction. That's not too far. Wait, 400 feet, that's not far at all.
I'm going to assume he's told us as well. Have you told us, Alice?
I'm assuming you'll probably be able to tell from my reaction, because I'm going to like prick up straight away and point straight in the direction and just start walking that way.
Yeah, straight up flying that direction.
Cool. Yeah, Samurai. So obviously, Samurai, your fly speed is quicker, but so if I can't really describe to you where it is, like he can maybe shout like it's fucking like as you get closer, like 300 feet, but like, you know, he can't describe to you. So you're kind of just being an eye in the sky, while Anya and Eartha. Anya, are you running along or are you doing something else?
I try and fly.
I'll run along. I've got nothing else to do.
If he said 400 feet and pointed in the southern direction, is that still like? Can I tell if that's like, is that like the Chinatown or is that just outside the wall?
He's not pointing south. The object is east of you, but it is moving south. So it is not moving like further away from you or towards you. It's probably just in the normal west end of the city. It's kind of probably not like near Aurora's, but in that district, kind of about the market.
I'll just fly to that district, like ahead of him, straight up, and just looking. I know out with all the people, it'll be hard to do, but it'll be better to see someone. Even if I see 10 suspicious moving people, and then he says which direction they went next, it'll help somewhat, like just a little bit.
Yeah, so you're going to the Eartha?
You said the quivering thumb or whatever it was, like the people in here, like Thieves Guilds and everything, used the sewers, right? And it's a straight line that you said they're walking in.
No, they're moving. I think you can probably still tell they're on level with you. They're not underground.
Okay, that's alright. That ignore that bit then. That bit just out the
But
window.
good thinking. Good thinking.
So I was about to panic.
Yeah.
Vampires.
Yeah. So I'll give you that. I'll say you can tell that they're about on, obviously, even in a city, like the kind of the level of like above sea level changes a bit, but you can probably still tell they're on street level. So yeah, Eartha, you shout some general directions, like about 400 feet in that direction, pointing where you mean. Samura, you kind of take off to try and. So I'll say, Samura, make a perception check with disadvantage. So for you that would be normal, I think, to see if you can see anything as Eartha and Anya, like Anya following Eartha as he runs towards where he can see the object.
Well, I rolled once. I didn't have to roll a second time because that's a natural one.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, so you spend a while looking around, and it's just, it's like your match was at like 11, 12, I think. So like this is like 2 p.m. This is like heat of the city day. Like it's like it's just the spring equinox was a few days ago. So like this is early spring. City is bustling. You can barely make heads or tails of anything on the city streets, Samura, from your vantage. Cutting to Eartha and Anya following Eartha as he can see where the object is. Yeah, just sprinting towards where you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, not see it, I can
how
feel
long
it.
does the spell last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Cool. Yeah, that's close enough.
If in doubt, I'll cast it again.
Eartha, no worries. Eartha and Anya, you kind of hit the market street, and it is just dense with people. And you cannot and you kind of look up, and you can see Samura like about 50, 60 feet up in the air, kind of like scanning the region as well, like flitting around, kind of scanning the ground as best he can. And yeah, this is just a densely packed area. But Eartha, you see not a commotion, but just coming from where you see the box, where you feel the box, not a commotion, but just not a disturbance, just people are kind of gawking at something as they're kind of walking past.
You reckon it's...
And
I'm going to walk closer.
as you... Yeah, so you start pushing through the crowd, making your way through.
It's not Jade.
You see the clanking animated armor of Jade, kind of with a box sticking out of her helmet.
Oh.
So, like, when you'd put a helmet on, where your face would be, because she's a suit of animated armor, just that void that goes into the suit of armor, the amber box has just been shoved into, like, her face hole.
I'm pulling
you see her
the
just
box
clanking
out.
around. She's not causing a disturbance, but just, yeah, people are looking. As you approach, Jade gets like excited and she runs over, and you kind of just stop her and grab the box and pull it out of her face. Kind of does like a.
Wait. Was Abba not in the box? So Abba would have been able to. Abba would have been able to see.
I don't think so.
I believe he was in the box because I
think you've done something to override it.
I never officially took him out, but I also don't believe that Find Familiar. Yeah, it is not a concentration spell.
So Abba
would have just sat.
I'm pretty sure because you put Abba in the box, like around the time of Eartha's fight, correct?
Yeah. But
I'm pretty sure Abba came into play when you were in the abandoned inn, because you were using her to scout around.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't think it was ever specifically said that she was put back in.
I'm going to double check and open the box anyway, just to make sure that, in hopes that
it's like
something
Schrodinger's cat. You're just looking at it like, I don't have to open it.
No, I'm opening it just to make sure, even though I have a big feeling it's not going to be there anymore.
You whip open the... actually, I'll let Samura... Do you want Abba to have been in the box, or do you want Abba to have been with you just to make you feel better about not checking, or...?
I mean, for the fact that I did use him in the mansion fight, and I never said I'd put him back, it mustn't have crossed my mind, so we'll say...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like... Yeah. So, yeah, Eartha, kind of Anya now catching up to you. You guys, Anya, Jade, and Eartha kind of standing in like this little bubble with the crowd pushing past you. Samura, you probably clocking this, probably not descending because there's not really room for you to land, but you kind of like looking down. Eartha, you whip open the box. It's not empty. Sitting in the box is a bit of parchment. You pick it up, take it out of the box, and a little note, like a folded bit of parchment, has been left in the box.
What does it say?
You you kind of probably hand over the box to Anya or to Jade and flip open the note, which says, "You'd be so lucky. Consider this a consolation prize."
What? Who's nicked our key?
I can't tell if it's something we simply don't understand, or if they're trying to say that it's lucky that they found it without having to fight us because they're that confident they'd win the fight.
I'm going to turn the box upside down and try to tip anything out, just in case that I've just looked straight past it.
In terms of like, Discord adds a layer between us. I'll tell you the meaning of the note because, to be fair, you'd be so lucky that the key would be in there after it got stolen from you. Consider this a consolidation prize. They put it with Jade so you could find it.
Yeah. Right.
Could I hang on, let me just have a quick look through my spells, because just I know this sounds really silly, but just in case there's like invisible ink or something with a signature or something on. I know it sounds silly, it might not be, but
No, go for it.
I'm gonna go land on a building nearby, just so I don't have to tire myself out when I've got 8 health and about to keel.
I'm gonna send in the Air Genasi.
Sure.
Was this you? That's it.
Well, identify would work, wouldn't it? Would it?
No, not really.
Read me what does the description what does the description specify?
Identify wouldn't work on invisible.
It's more like a magic object.
I used to have a different spell which I never thought would be of use, and then obviously I swapped it, and then
most likely there's not invisible ink. I don't see why they'd leave something with invisible ink as well as a parchment with a note.
Yeah.
So as you're all Samura, as you land, Anya, as you're kind of like trying to figure out a way of fixing this, if you kind of just like look away from your little bubble, just like looking off into the ether, like looking off into the crowd, and Anya, you hear him say the words, "Was this you?" And a few kind of moments go past. "Busy. Call later." That's all you get back.
Can I point my finger at Ellis and cast a message? I'm on top of her roof and probably can't hear me. When I do this, I'll get my copper wire out, give it a bit of a zest along it as I cast my spell and point at him, and I'll say, it's not in the box. It's not protected by lead. We could try and find it again.
When he says that, I'm going to perk up a bit and try it again.
Sure. Nope. You don't feel it.
Gone. Cool.
I'm going to go back to the arena.
Make an intelligence check.
Ten.
I don't think this is particularly... I think as a man of strategy, I think one of the things Eartha would probably ask himself is, if he was trying to do this, what would he do? I think you would probably expect, if someone was trying to steal an item like this from you, they would have also immediately covered it in lead.
Mm-hmm. I thought about that
So
when
it's
Jackson said
probably,
it.
yeah. So it's probably someone's taken it out of your lead box, led you on a bit of a goose chase, and put it in their own.
I'm gonna head back to the arena.
Sure. Yeah, Eartha just starts marching back towards the arena. Samara, you hear a voice find you from inside your mind again. A single bridge crosses the River Thun inside of Westgate's walls. I'm waiting, little bird. The voice fades again. There's one bridge in Westgate that crosses the river. Go there.
Okay, right. Just okay, right. Let's go. I presume it's sending again. I'm not even gonna like try and think about whether it was or not. I'm just gonna automatically reply. Please tell me you have a key. And then I'll
a few moments go by. Is that a metaphor? I'm waiting at the bridge.
Again, I'll just reply, presuming it's sending. You would have known. And I'll fly down and kind of like perch on Jade's shoulders, 1 foot on each shoulder, and say to Anya, I'll be back in a bit. And I'll go fly off to find this bridge, but like Jade following me.
Cool. Anya, would you like to go with Samara, or are you going with Eartha? Or to do your own thing?
I'll go with Eartha.
Cool. Yeah, so Eartha and Anya, you guys head back towards the Quivering Thumb. Samara, you fly off with Jade kind of following you on the street towards the one bridge that crosses the river between Westgate and Showtown. Yeah, so we'll do Eartha. What are you up to?
First off, I have a question. I'm gonna go see Lars, but I have a question.
Cool. Okay.
Because I'm now a shareholder and I can hold meetings, what can these meetings be about?
Like, if you want to propose something for the shareholders to invest in, something regarding the business of the Quivering Thumb, or the actions or the representation of the Quivering Thumb, or like investment opportunities, ventures that the Quivering Thumb might donate to for something in return, or for money, or like lend, that might lend itself as a venue, or stuff like that.
Shit, doesn't matter. Okay, I was debating asking for a meeting to say I will pay anybody to find me this key, as it could potentially lead to the destruction of pretty much all of Westgate if left long enough.
You could, I would say, if you bring that up to Lars, he might have a suggestion about.
I mean, I was gonna talk to him anyway, but
yeah. So you probably find him kind of doing, like, now that the day's battles, or like the big battle of the day is done, he's kind of cleaning up some stuff, and you find him in the lobby of the Thumb, not in the underground. He kind of gives you like a little solemn nod as you approach, not knowing whether you're there to speak to him or to do something else. So unless you say something, he just goes up on his way.
And I have a word.
All right. What's the problem?
Birdie left stuff downstairs when we were in the fight. Something very important got stolen from his bag. Do you know anything about anyone who was down there who would have taken something important?
Only regulars down there today, as far as I'm aware, but I can ask around. I can double check. How important? What are we talking about?
World destruction important.
And he just left it with his coat?
Well, it's part of something that can be used for a lot of bad things.
Well, I wish you luck. Most of them aren't down there anymore, so it'll take a few days before I see them again. But I can get back to you.
I'll do. Is it alright if I go have a look around down there?
Of course, open to all of the thumbs,
Also,
compatriots.
I have a question. If I were to set some form of bounty on this key, would the other shareholders, take interest in the fact that I will pay them to find it?
Maybe not the shareholders. A lot of them are older, less into the fighting themselves, but I can pitch the idea to some of our combatants, see if they want to earn some coin on the side. What's the bounty?
I'm going to turn to Jess. I'm going to turn to Anya and say, "What do you reckon? Higher than what I'm thinking or lower than what I'm thinking? Or what I'm thinking?"
What?
Tricky part is he's not telling you what he's thinking.
What you're thinking?
Alright. 3,000 gold with an IOU. That IOU can be used for anything. In terms of me, I will do anything that person asks me to do.
There'll be some people interested in that, for sure. And he kind of claps you on the shoulder. I'd give it a few days, and I think you'll hear something.
Right. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say thank you and then go downstairs.
Very good. Yeah, you kind of rush downstairs into the bloodworks, and Anya following. And yeah, you see there's only one or two people down here now. Kind of one person is just cleaning up after kind of just cleaning up some blood off them, kind of cleaning themselves up a bit. The other person is just kind of limply punching kind of some straw, kind of just in like the wind down of some training.
I'll go talk to the guy cleaning up first.
Sure. You just see a guy kind of cleaning himself up with buckets of water, kind of getting dirt and blood off him. He's like, "I help you."
Did you see anyone suspicious wandering around in here? Someone who looked like they shouldn't belong down here?
Everyone who comes here is suspicious, but I wouldn't say they don't look like they belong.
Did you notice anyone rummaging through bags that weren't theirs?
I mean, I haven't been here long, but not that I can say.
Alright, thank you. I'm going to move on to the next guy.
worries. Sure, yeah. You see this guy just kind of limply, this half-orc kind of limply punching this hay, and as he kind of approaches, he takes it as an excuse to stop. Can I help you?
Would you mind answering some questions if that's alright?
Regarding?
A theft.
Very well.
Did you notice anyone acting a bit suspicious, rummaging through bags that didn't look like they were theirs earlier this morning?
I mean, I saw one or two new faces today, but no one I'd say suspicious, or I certainly didn't see anyone rummaging.
Can you describe these two new faces to me?
There was an elven fellow. There was a fellow in red armor. He was upstairs, but he was hanging around the entry. But like I said, he wasn't down here. But he didn't look like a customer either. And a fire ganassi.
Right.
Although I believe I've heard of her. I think I've never seen her myself before today, but I think she has something of a reputation in the arena. If she is who I'm thinking she is, there isn't many of her kind around here.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm
He
gonna go.
goes back to.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over to the area where Jackson left his bags, assuming that I saw him put them down when he was getting changed.
Sure. Yeah.
I want to investigate the area. I want to look for any cracks in the walls, like secret passages, anything like that. Any
Sure.
minute
Make an
bits of detail.
investigation check.
I'm going to use an inspiration.
Cool.
And I'm happy I did. That's a natural 20. With
Natural 20.
With a plus 9 on top of that.
Yeah, you kind of look around like the boot area, just kind of where, not like lockers, but kind of shelves where people kind of shove their stuff while they're training or while they're in the arena. And you see where you're pretty sure Samurai would have left his stuff. There's nothing particularly unusual. There's kind of like a bloodied glove, but down here, like, blood isn't like unheard. Like, this is the blood works. Everything here is spattered with blood, but there's just kind of this one kind of brown leather glove with some blood on, with kind of some blood kind of pooled in the hand, dried but pooled in the hand, kind of sitting to the side, kind of hanging off the bench where you think Samurai left his stuff, but it's not necessarily suspicious. Like I said, everything here is dappled with blood, and there are 2 or 3 other shelves that have been occupied with people's belongings that have like wear and tear and blood and dirt on them. But besides from that, nothing suspicious or nothing that you see as related, or what you could determine to be related.
Any secret passages, like stones that look too worn?
Besides from the entrance that goes out into the sand pit, you don't see anything that appears to be some kind of concealment or like secret switch or kind of trick passage. You don't see anything like that now.
I'm going to turn to Jess and ask, do you have see invisibility?
Yeah.
Can you cast it and see if anyone is scrying on us at the moment?
Yes.
Out of pure curiosity, I'm just got that feeling.
Oh yeah, I don't need to roll anything, I forgot. Okie doke.
So you casting see invisibility?
Yeah, I'll cast see invisibility.
Cool. Yeah. Anya's eyes kind of like, as she closes them and opens them again, they glow like this bluish orange swirl. You can't see her pupils anymore because they're filled with this color, and she begins to like look around the room. You don't see any scrying orb. You don't see anyone who seems to be looking at you from afar. But you feel. You don't know how to describe it. Like this. When someone walks over your grave, that kind of thing. You get the feeling that just Anya, just using see invisibility, you get the feeling that if someone came through here invisible, there's nothing stopping them from doing whatever they want.
Can I pass this information on to Eartha? Just kind of relaying what you've just told me.
No worries. How long does the spell last, by the way?
1 hour.
No worries. Cool.
Jeez.
So that's a good spell. Eartha, yeah. So Anya passes on her theory that like someone who's invisible might have done it. No, like again, no evidence of that. Just like that's one plausible. There doesn't seem to be any security check in place for that.
Keep your invisibility on for the full hour, if that's alright.
It's not a concentration spell, so that's fine.
Cool. Cool. Then we'll cut over to. What are you guys doing now, by the way?
I'm gonna walk up to a wall and headbutt it out of frustration. And then I'm Gonna find my
D6
composure.
wall damage.
That's D4. It's bludgeoning. I'm then gonna compose myself and go back to the orc and ask about the guy in red armor.
Cool. While you're doing that, we'll cut over to Samara. So Samara, you've kind of made your way to this one bridge, very easy to find in the city. There's the river that goes to the harbour, and there is only one bridge that crosses it. You kind of land there. It's a very bustling bridge. It's obviously a main thoroughfare in the city, being the only bridge that crosses that river. But you do see the woman in blues and gold ornamentation kind of standing to the side, kind of looking out towards the harbour, which is about, like 500, 600 feet away. The bridge isn't near the harbour, but it's within view of it. You can look at the ocean and look at the ships, and she's kind of staring out in that direction, probably just waiting for you.
And, how wide and how populated is this bridge at the moment?
It's probably like 20 feet wide. It's probably something like 100 people on it.
Oh yeah. If it was less populated, I was just for... You might care. I was going to sit on the other side of it and face her. Like across the bridge. But I'll just walk up to her and I presume she's like leaning on something or like stood near the edge. I'll just sit on that little ledge.
She's stood on the edge with like her hands on the side of the bridge looking out towards the harbour. So if you sit on the edge, sure.
Yeah, I'll sit on the edge with my legs hanging off the bridge.
Sure. Yeah. You kind of look to the side and you kind of catch her looking up at you. She kind of pushes the veil back and takes off the veil goes up into like almost this golden crown and a blue hood, and she pulls back the blue hood but leaves the gold crown in place. But she does take the veil away and kind of wrap it around her arm so you can see her now. Dark brown hair and kind of very light brown skin, deep kind of hazel eyes, and even though you get the sense she's probably quite ancient, based on the little you know about her, she looks very young, like early 30s, maybe like late 20s, early 30s, and she kind of like lingering her eyes on you for a second. You are a sight for sore eyes, little bird, but I am afraid my words will be of cold comfort. But I will tell you what I can, and kind of just waits for you to ask what you will.
Do you know where my father is? Or, just anything you can tell me?
She kind of removes her vision from you and looks out towards the harbour, like avoiding your eye line. He was here a 10-day gone, and said that he had urgent business across the Dragonmere. You would know the Dragonmere is the large... It's technically a lake. Yeah, but it's more like a body of water, ocean, between Westgate, the Dragon Coast, and Cormier. He said that he had... And she kind of stumbles. She looks almost like she doesn't know any of the truth to these words that she's about to say. Like, the information she's about to pass on to you, until very recently, she wasn't aware of this information herself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He said that he had to see his brother, and it could not wait.
It is not all.
That is all that he told me while he was here. Yes.
So, why make me fight?
The truth, which I assume is all you've come for, is that I wanted to delay our talking as long as possible. I'm afraid that is all.
I can't say I believe you, but I'll choose to take you at your word.
You can make an insight check if you like, or you can purposely
I'll purposely
leave it how you want.
I'll just leave it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know I know, but if you weren't in public, I assume you'd look a lot different.
I haven't worn any other skin than this in a long time.
Well, from what I can tell, and I know I shouldn't ask a woman her age, might have been a long time since you were born.
A very long time. Much longer than yours.
Well, sad truth about my life is mine ends a lot faster than most. Naturally, never mind with the business I'm in.
She kind of reaches and grabs your hand. You don't. You're something of a miracle, Tamara. And she kind of squeezes your hand. Almost how you imagine a mother might if you'd ever known what a mother was before she lets it go and retreats her hand back to the stone plinth at the side of the bridge.
I've been told. And I'll swivel around and kind of hop off the edge and turn to her turn to her, but like with my back to, like in the direction I'm going to be going, ready to swivel around again and walk away, and just say, you know, it's not every day you get to speak to someone who probably knew him better than I did, since I was just an errand boy. But hey, if he cared, he'd answer the calls. So to be honest, I don't know why I bother looking.
He told me he would come.
As I'm walking away, telling you and answering my calls. Really see the priorities. I'll just step back.
I like not expecting you to stop or turn back around. She just kind of follows you, not like follows you. She just takes a few steps forward, so you definitely hear, but she won't follow you unless you like retreat and come back. He is a flawed man. And I can't promise that he's worth it. But you should not be alive the way you are. And you owe him that. And then she'll kind of take a few steps back and let you walk away or what have you.
Yeah, I'll head towards Aurora's shop.
Sure. So Eartha and Anya, Eartha, you were approaching the orc, I believe, the half orc.
Yeah.
What were you were asking about ask again.
Can you tell me more about the man in red armor?
I haven't seen him before. I only remember him for the garb.
Did he have?
I wouldn't have mentioned it if you weren't wearing the exact or very similar armor. I thought it might be of interest, but I've never seen him here before.
Did he have like slightly balding head with like hair around the outside? Kind of thick beard, but not like long, just thick?
Yes, a darker fellow, dark hair, dark beard. On the younger side, I would say. A man, to be sure, but not old.
And the elf? Okay, tell me more about the elf.
Well, impossible to tell age with their lot, but looked not particularly old, though his hair was grey. He looked battle-hardened. Didn't look much of a caster to me. He looked like he'd seen a fair few real fights with blade and axe. Yes, bulky man, not lithe by any means.
Right. Okay. And was he down here, or did you see him upstairs again?
No, I saw him and the fire genasi down here, and I saw the fellow in the similar armor to yours upstairs, hanging around the entrance to the Bloodworks.
And how long were you here for? Sorry, probably should ask that. Like, when did you come here? Like, roughly what time?
I've been here since I came during the last match, and Eartha, you would know that the last match was with. You presume that's how he knew the guy was hanging around the entrance. He probably walked past him when he was while Samura's match was going on.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Of course, if I can be of any more help.
I know where to find you. I'm gonna leave. Scratch my head. I don't know. Well, what would Eartha do? That's a good question. What would he do?
Go get a drink.
Well, no, because he's got to think level-headed. At this point, he's got something that he promised to do at... It's sunset.
What time was that again?
Sunset.
Today?
That was sunset today.
Oh, okay, so if you'd like to come tell... Did you tell me about that?
No, because something else came up, Jackson.
Okay, well, I need a long rest, or else I'm just genuinely not coming on 8 health and 0 spells.
Right. I'll head back to the shop, unless Jess wants to go somewhere.
Have I noticed anything different through my invisibility as of obviously when I first?
As you guys are walking through the gardens, like the bit that leads up to the Quivering Thumb, or for you currently leading out, I suppose, with like the hedges to the side and the nice curled trees and clipped hedgework and greenery. Jess, you see kind of lying on the grass outside the kind of like in one of the patches of grass. You just see a man kind of like lying on his front, kind of like coughing blood. And yeah, you just see him kind of like lying there, like like holding his like belly and just like kind of twitching and coughing blood every few seconds.
I kind of turn to Eartha and go, "Do you see that man on the grass? Or was that just me?"
You did not.
Oh, just me then.
Okay.
But now that he's pointed it out to you, you do see a bit of blood, kind of a little tiny bit of blood in the area.
I'm assuming there's a guy dying there, right? So, if he is dying, would I be able to touch him if I can't see him? So if I
yeah.
Spare the dying.
Cool. Yeah. So Eartha and Anya, you run over to where this guy is invisible but also bleeding out, and Eartha, you spare the dying him, and he. So what does that do specifically?
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs. I would then like to follow up with Cure Wounds, which is 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. Again,
so Anya,
has no effect.
You see Eartha go like battle medic mode, kind of sliding over, kind of stabilizing him and then healing him. And like as you cast the actual healing spell, you see him like, and he kind of shoots up, like so his butt's on the ground, but like his back is upright, and he kind of like grabs Anya with one hand and Eartha with the other, and he's like, Eartha, he kind of like rests his head on your shoulder, and he's like, "Oh, thank you. And he kind of like falls back to the ground a bit, kind of still keeping himself up with one elbow.
Can I hear him?
Yeah, you can hear him.
Is he still invisible though?
He's now not invisible.
Okay.
He kind of ends the effect, and you can see him kind of.
I still want to go under my breath, just cleric, I can't heal my ass.
He kind of picks himself up. So what are you doing? Sorry.
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about that bit. I'm gonna ask if he's. Do I recognize him? Does he look like anyone I've seen?
Doesn't look like anyone you've seen. No.
Is he an elf?
No.
Oh,
Human.
damn.
Does he look familiar to me?
Someone just want to ask what he's up to. Someone ask why he's been.
No, I just right. Hang on, Jackson. Jackson, I'm crossing. crossing things off, my guy. This might be, this could have been the Red Knight from before that I was speaking to, who someone had murdered him, turned him invisible, and then decided to double gang him and pretend to be him whilst he stole the key from you. Who are you?
Don't question the process.
My name is Ty.
Right, Ty. How are you feeling? Better?
Better, definitely better.
Why are you in the bush, invisible, bleeding out?
Well, I made myself invisible, but someone else did the rest.
Right. Why did you make yourself invisible? And who was the other person doing the rest? And why?
Would you believe me if I said I didn't remember?
Insight first.
Sure, make an insight check.
I feel like the answer should be no.
Well, it's a 16 plus a 9, so 25.
25.
So
You would not believe him.
No. I can tell you're lying.
I don't think so.
Can I
Yep, Anya.
do Zone of Truth?
Yeah, please.
Hang on, I'll just get this card and
Yeah, let us know the specifics.
Wait,
Well,
this guy turned himself invisible.
I either have Detect Thoughts or Zone of Truth, so which one's better?
Zone of Truth.
Zone
Is-
of Truth.
Is he missing a glove by any chance?
He's missing 2 gloves.
Oh, that's halfway there.
I'm just not wearing any.
Just trying to piece puzzle parts together,
And is there a second glove in a nearby location?
It's possibly covered in blood and hanging off a bench.
Is there a
So,
glove lying
what's the-
next?
What's the specifics of Zone of Truth, Anya?
So you create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or start its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Cool. So yeah, Anya, he sees you stand up and cast the spell so that he is aware you're casting a truth spell centered on him. And as he's doing it, he's kind of looking around, and you notice his attitude has changed. So like when he first shot up, he was very grateful, and now he's become very scared of you two. And he's very frightful, and he's kind of trying to claw away a bit. I imagine Eartha's kind of holding him down because he's trying to get out of the zone.
This next bit's going to be good. I want to hold him very tightly and pull him quite close and go, now listen, we've had something quite important taken from us in this recent time, and finding you here invisible...
Look, what is this? What is this? I did, what is this?
Who asked, and what did you take, and from who, or where?
Why are you asking me? You're clearly his mate.
And that doesn't answer the question of who, where, why.
Oh, so you're telling me you're wearing the same armor with the same stupid symbols and you don't know him?
There's a lot of people who wear this armor and stupid symbol that I don't know. That's like saying, do you know every human?
Not every human wears You're a human, Anyway. And he kind of realizes you're threatening him again, and he kind of shuts up quickly, and he's like, well, fucking, what do you want? I stole a box.
Right. And who'd you give it to? Because that was
Your
my
mate.
box. No. Did he give you a name?
No.
Oh, wait. Okay, so he...
What
What do you
did
call
he
it?
look like? Aside from the armor.
You know, 2 eyes, nose.
Did he have... Here we go, this is going to be a fun one for you. Did he have a bald head with hair around the outside along with a thick beard, but not long, just thick around the...
I think you're melding the two characters together.
I think I am.
Red Knight guy, yeah, the Red Knight guy was a young man.
Was he? Oh, shit. Right. Did he have a thick beard, but not long, just thick? Just over on the neck?
Yes, your mate has a very handsome beard.
That's all I need to know. So why did he stab you and leave you here to die?
I guess maybe he didn't want me, I don't know, fucking telling his red friend and his girlfriend about what he made me do, if I had to speculate.
Alright, that's fine. I am going to... sending Gregor.
Okay.
Saying he better have my key, or I'm gonna stir a lot of shit.
Is that other the exact words?
Yeah. This is Eartha slightly angry and slightly desperate at the same time.
Rosebud Inn. Room 7.
Right, I'm gonna pat the guy on the back, start walking towards that, stop for a minute, turn around and go, do you know where the Rosebud Inn is?
Oh, it's a bit rich for my taste. Down by the harbour, just this way towards the harbour. Follow the river, you'll get there.
He's telling the truth, right? Because he's still in the zone of truth, isn't he?
That, and you've also been there.
Have I?
You met Hilary and Lilianor there after your match.
I was bloody. I was beat up.
You are haggard.
Yeah. I'm gonna go thank you and just keep walking.
Cool. Yeah, he kind of scrambles off, runs away. Yeah, so you're heading towards the Rosebud Inn. Samara, did you say you were heading towards Lilianor's?
Yeah.
Cool. You just keep on that track. Eartha and Anya, you eventually make your way to the Rosebud Inn. Very like a familiar, very, like he said, it's not like a rowdy tavern. It's like has an ale garden, has a nice interior, kind of like nice instrument, like nice band playing. Like even during the day, it's quite quiet because it's during the day. But like, it's a nice establishment, a high-end tavern inn.
I'm gonna walk straight past all this to the rooms.
Yeah, so you just kind of like, as you kind of just start marching upstairs, someone like kind of a server is like, "Excuse me, you can't," but you're already gone. And Anya, do you say anything, or do you just run up after him?
Just run him.
And he's like, "Miss," but he doesn't do anything. He just lets you like just run. He's like, well, I tried. And yeah, you up the steps. Yeah, you see the doors are numbered.
I will go to the door he told me to, and I'll knock.
Yeah, you go to door 7. No response.
It's gonna open the door.
Locked.
Gonna look up and down the corridor.
Empty.
Gonna boot the door in.
Strength check.
La la la.
Oh, Anya.
Can I use Mage Hand to unlock the door?
Does it do that?
Yep. You can
like,
use the hand to manipulate an object, open and
Where can you
Ah,
summon
shit, no, it's
the
unlocked.
object?
Oh, never mind. Hang on. I might be of use. Hang on.
I think Mage Hand can unlock a door. It's just whether or not you can summon it behind the door.
No,
It's
yeah,
more
you
of
can't.
an
You have
issue.
to be able to see the area you're unlocking. If you want to unlock a door, you have to be able to see the key to turn it.
Okay, what was your strength check, Eartha?
I'm gonna pause with my foot in the air until Jess says something.
I got
You
nothing.
start losing.
You got nothing?
You
Oh,
start losing
perfect.
ground.
19.
Yeah, you kind of hold on for a second and you hit it just the right place and the door swings open to a gruesome scene. You see a blonde, bulky man no facial hair, just kind of blonde, windswept hair, tied to a chair in the middle of the room, blood dripping to the ground, him very dead, kind of with a mouth gag that's like loose around his neck. He's not wearing a shirt, but he is wearing pants and shoes, but his torso has been damaged quite substantially, a lot of cutting and stabbing.
I would like to investigate the room.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Natural 20. I'm rolling good tonight.
Yeah, you find, there is like, what are you looking for? What are you trying to determine? What are you trying to find?
Anything to give me clues to where my key is. In fact, even if this guy is the Red Knight and the other guy's just impersonating him, I would like to know that as well.
I would say, based on a natural 20 thing, I think you would say, I will tell you you can say with confidence, you believe whoever you met was not Gregor. They killed Gregor. This is Gregor. Took his armor and impersonated him to appear to be him temporarily, and they are no longer doing that. You think that this was you don't think they're like permanently impersonating Gregor or anything. It was maybe to, become acquainted with you or for some other reason. And yeah.
Alright, okay.
Any more sendings?
I don't have any more send spells, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be straight on to Caitlin. But I can't, so I'm going to have to wait a day.
There's a person with you who I believe knows.
Oh wait, can you...
Caitlin.
Are you familiar with Caitlin?
Yes, she was
She
with
was meta.
Yeah? Good, right.
You didn't play
Perfect.
chapter 1 alone.
Here's... I have a request for you, Anya.
Okay.
How many level 3 spells do you have left?
3.
3? Perfect. Can you use one to cast Sending for me?
Absolutely.
I'm going to pull out a notepad and pencil, because I don't think they had pens back in the day.
Like a fountain pen,
Yeah.
like a quill.
I'm going to start scribbling down what I wanted to say. It's going to start with, on behalf of Eartha, that's 2. Key,
That's 3.
is it? Oh yeah, on behalf, my bad.
On behalf
four.
of Eartha.
That's 2.
From
Take
Eartha.
take those, yeah, okay.
You can use all of them if you want, so take
No,
your time.
no, because if we're doing that slavers thing later on, which I
that's true.
still haven't told you about yet, kind of in trouble. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna write down, bad news. Found Red Knight dead. Gave key to Red Knight. Key gone. Someone impersonated Gregor. Help, please. I don't even know if I want to send this. This is luckily I'm just writing this down.
You're gonna get your fucking ass kicked.
I know.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Thought doing right thing. From Eartha.
Are you giving that to Anya to send on?
Yes.
Cool. So Anya reads the message, and Anya will hear a response. I don't. Gregor is our only other operative in Westgate. There is no help I can provide from here. Find it. Be quick about it.
Right, here we go, full detective time. Searching the room for any clues to who it was. Like that.
Already did that.
Oh, fuck.
If I have a look at the body, because might as well have a look at the body. Just, is there anything on him? Like check his pockets or?
Right.
Do you have the spell Speak to the Dead?
I'm not there, so it's metagaming. But can I ask a question about the body? And
No.
if Samara
Sure,
can
yeah.
not know it.
Why have the spell Speak to the Dead?
Can Ellis, as the tactician and the weapons master, can Ellis inspect using an investigation check the wounds of the body to try and imply what weapons were used to inflict the damage?
That's probably possible.
Ellis?
I shall do that.
Make a
I'd like to know what we're up against.
perception check. With advantage, because it's your area of expertise.
32.
So you can see, presumably Gregor, hands bound behind the chair, feet bound to the legs of the chair. His torso, like you can see his fingernails, some have been peeled. You can see evidence of burning in places on the torso. His eyes are quite bloodshot. You can see maybe a few teeth have been removed, which you can probably see scattered around the floor. But for the most part, it looks like the wounds that aren't burn related on the torso are some kind of sharp implement, like a dagger or a sword, probably a dagger, you would think.
This looks like someone knew what they were
Torture.
doing. And this isn't like one of those.
This looks like
Spur of the
someone's.
moment, right.
This isn't baby's first torture. This is like, okay, I need information. I'm going to hit you in some lighter places to warm you up, and then hit you to get the actual information, and then you're done. And then you can see there is like a killing, like his throat is sliced, and there's a killing blow.
Anya, do you have the spell Speak with Dead? It's a 3rd level spell.
No.
God damn
I
it.
don't.
Worth a try.
I could have picked it as one of the two spells.
If you
Very
want,
situational.
we can take the body, wait a day, and I can have Speak with Dead. But I don't particularly want to... Do you want to put the body in the bag
No.
or hold him?
Yeah.
Body. Bag.
Do you reckon... Is the dagger still around?
Yeah, I'd say sure. It looks like a mundane dagger. You probably eventually find it if you're looking around. Just kind of like tossed to the side of the room. Just a very. It looks like it was probably bought in Westgate. Like you've maybe even seen the exact same make when you are buying stuff in the market. Probably by the same forgeman. It's just scattered to the side. Yeah, Anya.
So you said the room had been completely searched. Is that just what is like? Is that like every like nook and cranny in the room?
Yeah, Eartha said he was searching the room. So.
To say if there was anything under the bed or. Okie doke.
Oh, doesn't matter. I was going to say take the body, wait till morning, I'll cast Revivify. But I can't, because it has to be within like a minute of him dying. However,
Yeah.
next question. I spoke to the Air Genasi, right? And she said she was busy. Did it sound like she was fighting someone or torturing someone?
Make a intelligence check with advantage, because I think you yeah, sure.
I could tell
She
the difference.
sounds quite aggressive over the message, which she.
Sounded like she was breathing heavily. I feel like a person torturing someone isn't that tired.
18.
Yeah, you think it sounds like how you or Anya or Samara sounds when you're shouting something across like a fight. You think she was probably in some sort of scrap.
So not... Although, how cold is the body? Like, how do I know how long it's been dead? I can have a rough guess, because obviously it was before we...
Make a medicine check.
Natural 20. I'm actually doing really well.
No.
It's so annoying.
No
Ow.
more than a day and a half, no less than half a day.
So it wouldn't have been thingy then, because
She's most likely dead before we even met the first Gregor.
I don't want to die, so I need to find this key. We need to find this key.
I
Send
think you
in...
need to.
Anya,
You
can
can
you
have another
send
send.
in... No, Anya does. She has one more. Can you send in Samurai and get him over here, please?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Okay,
for like
so
another set of eyes. Any ideas
Mhm.
that's going on?
Okay, I'll say get to the Rosebud Inn now. Urgently. Me and Eartha need you.
Also, I don't want to say anything, but I really want to find this key before someone else finds it and asks for the money and the IOU, because I really don't want to do that IOU.
It was a really stupid decision.
I know, but it was more of a spur of the moment. This will get people interested, because it's basically just a hitman job or professional bodyguard for a day or
Right.
whatever. It's or butt sex, either or. But
All the
Yeah,
good
this.
stuff.
yeah, so
Yeah, so
Oh.
Samurai, we'll fast forward. We can say you're arriving, and unless you don't want to.
Yeah, I'll arrive and I'll walk up the stairs. The guy will.
Sir, you cannot.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stop on the stairs and actually turn around and look at him and just go. Not the time. And just turn back around and keep moving up the stairs.
Sure.
Go into the room. Right. Why is it always this sort of thing?
So I got good news and I got bad news, buddy. Good news, I know who has the key. Bad news, I don't know where they are.
So, who has the key?
Well, I met up with this guy earlier. Obviously, you saw me get taken away. And I got taken away because we got given another job at sunset tonight. However, the problem was the
I
guy...
have to go out on a job at sunset tonight, half on death's door and with absolutely no spells.
Bingo.
I'm gonna go
Well,
lie
not
down
really,
on the
but-
bed. Presumably there's a bed. I'm gonna go lie down on the bed.
Yeah, it's generally clean.
Yeah, I'm gonna just lie down on the bed while he spews his shit.
So basically, the problem is that this person here, I'm going to gesture to the mutilated corpse, is a Red Knight. The Red Knight that I was meant to be talking to. However, the one I did talk to is not this bloke. It was someone else.
So they used disguise self on you.
No.
If only.
Well,
I did tell
Yes.
Caitlin.
yeah.
I didn't tell her fully though.
I'll-
Hang on. I told her this. I told her that basically we gave it to him thinking he was a Red Knight. Turns out he wasn't because he had killed the person. So you're okay. I'm not though. So we need to find this key. Fuck that
When he
job.
says-
We need the key.
When he says Caitlin, I'll like spring up. The second he says that he lied to her, I'll kind of like just put my head in my hands in like relief.
Yeah, you guys are running afoul because you still have the stone.
Oh, she already hates me enough. Thank God you lied. Right. Well, we can't do anything when we don't have anything with us. Like, you know, I'm useless without my spells. Yes,
Do you
we
have
could
anything?
look around the place.
What do you think? You got any ideas of what we can investigate here? You know, just something. Something. We need a clue
Yeah.
here. Yes.
A voice finds you.
Oh no.
Someone is casting sending. Someone you'd last seen in red armor. Your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Good tidings, Eartha. We've set a date for the wedding. Hello? Oh, sorry, forgot how these things work. Make your way here for the 20th of Mertul, preferably before. And the message ends. Just for frame of reference, you would know. So it's currently the 25th of Shays. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days till the end of this month. Then there's Tarsat, which is 30 days, and then Mertul is the next month. So that's 56 days from now.
And how long does it take to get from here to there?
Walking a long time, but you could teleport to Baldur's Gate at any given moment.
I'll respond.
By come before, he means a day before.
Yeah, but I'll respond anyway. It's sending, I've got to respond. That's great. That's great news. I have bad news. Lost the key. Gave it to a red knight who wasn't a red knight. They killed Red Knight. I've got no more words. I can only feel the disappointment.
I'll keep my eyes open. I can't be of much help. Get it back before Caitlin finds out.
Too late.
I already told her.
I told her.
I don't think you have any more sendings.
No, he's sending me, so
reply.
I can reply. Too late. I told her. I don't have long left. May not be at wedding. We'll try best though. Wish me luck as I wish. And then it's gonna cut out there. But I'm assuming he'd understand you luck. I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah. You get the sense he's received your message, yeah. You don't get a response.
I'll cast Ice Knife. It's a first level spell. And with this like icicle, I'm just gonna the stab wounds he has, I'm gonna kind of like insert like the ice and try and like flex it left and right to see whether it's a straight line or if it's a curved weapon which has been impaled.
Buddy, we found the knife.
Wounds. Yeah, I'm just checking. It's a double check just in case. I'm trying to get some extra info.
You could say you think it's definitely you look at the knife and you compare it with not wanting to stick the knife back in the wounds but using the ice knife. You think this was definitely the weapon for most of what was being done. It's a mostly straight blade.
I had another idea, but I've already faulted my idea. I was gonna say, what if Elenian, or not her, the Genasi was fighting Gregor.
Aurelia.
Yep, Aurelia was fighting Gregor when I messaged her, but then I realised that can't be true because Gregor responded to me like half an hour to an hour later.
I'm gonna walk out and downstairs to that waiter or whoever he is who keeps interrupting us going up and down the stairs.
You don't need to, because as you go to leave, you see him standing in the doorway, like frozen, and just kind of like his eyes darting in between all of you. And as you kind of get up to leave, Samura, he just darts.
I'll chase him.
I'm gonna
Make a athletics check.
Why? Fuck me. Did you give us inspiration at the end of last session by any chance?
If you don't have it written down, then probably not.
Yeah, you gave us 1 plus inspiration.
Well, he doesn't have it written down.
Fine. 5. Can I fly? Can I say because I'm flying I can get advantage or some BS?
Flying indoors is not going to help you.
It's going to make it worse.
Yeah, you sprint off after this serving boy who's now running, and he kind of like, in fact, actually make a dexterity saving throw. Tamara.
This could help. That's a good old-fashioned 15.
So as you get to the end of the corridor, he kind of, knowing the building better, he kind of immediately curls down into the staircase, and you kind of have to skid a moment, catching yourself and following him down the stairs. And by the time you're getting to the bottom of the stairs, he's bursting out of the front door. And as you follow, you get outside. He's maybe 30 feet ahead of you, and you see him darting towards a pair of guards on the other side of a long courtyard.
Instinct. That room of a window.
Those say again?
The room we were with the dead body in, did it have a window?
Yeah.
And how high up was it?
Where it's got multiple, it's a room, it's got a lot of windows.
Like, how high up are the windows to jump out of?
Second floor.
So not too much damage. Right, bolt back in and up the stairs, back to these two. And just like out of nowhere, just like very like quick, sudden speech. He's already got the guards. We need to go. Not out the front door. I'll point to the window and like start opening it.
Okay. Right. How far is the fall?
So you're on the second floor.
Oh.
So, yeah, 10 feet ish.
I will hang out the window and just let myself drop.
You're leaving the body where it was, correct?
Yeah. Actually, that seems like a... We can't clean up the blood either way, though, can we?
No, but I kind of want to take the body.
We take the body, they can't say we've committed murder. They can say we've hurt someone. But that's
Samurai,
good.
Are you already outside? Are you already on the ground? Like, have you already gotten out?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Fuck me.
Is it with your eyes?
8. Yeah, it's 8 with my eyes.
Yeah, never mind.
Jackson's gonna get rugby tackled by a guard in a minute.
Oh yeah, 100%. Seeing, do they jump straight? Are you two jumping out straight immediately afterwards or not?
I'm gonna put my foot up as if I was about to. I mean, it would have been better if you carried Jess down, but I'm gonna...
It's not that far.
I'm gonna look back at the body. His eyes are open, aren't they?
Yep.
I'm gonna step back in and close his eyes for him. Give him a quick prayer. And hop out the window.
Cool. So yeah, one by one, you will hop out, helping each other where you can, and land in the beer garden, the ale garden outside of the Rosebud Inn. Very quiet, no one around. You know, it's a tavern during the day, and it's a high-end one. So anyone who's going to be at the tavern during the day is probably a beleaguered drunk, and they can't afford the Rosebud, so they're not currently there. But yeah.
I like to have a look around. A quick glance at the surrounding area.
For God's
Empty ale garden. You peel around the corner. A fair amount of, not like heaving, but there is a bit of bustle in the street that accompanies the river. On the other side of the courtyard, you see a pair of guards idling around.
Are they not going in the house?
These guards aren't.
Right, I've got an idea. I'll grab these two. We're gonna get pinned for this murder, and there's nothing we can do about that. But my only best plan for you, if we want to try and not get it that way, is go up to them guards.
Make a perception check.
That's a 12.
They're the same guards the guy was running to.
Wait a minute. That's the same set of guards. Do they not care?
You don't see the guy anywhere. They appear to be having they don't appear to have. One of them's kind of leaning against one of them's kind of sitting on a barrel, and the other one is kind of eating his lunch, and they don't appear to have changed what they were doing.
I'm gonna try and quietly just fly, like jump and like a little whap of my wings and grab onto the ledge and kind of like look through the window.
Dead body tied to a chair.
Drop back down to these two. I don't know what's happening, but we should probably go and talk to that guy if he's still inside.
Actually, he might be able to tell us some more about the person in room 7.
I mean, someone had to book room 7.
True.
Or at least someone had to pay for it.
Yeah, I'll go up to the front desk. I'm gonna get
I'll
stabbed.
stay around back.
No one
I'll
there.
stay where I was.
You see a little bell.
Ding ding.
I hit it.
No response.
Very confused.
There were people in here before, right?
There was one guy.
Is he still here?
Can I go
Didn't respond
upstairs?
to the bell. Yeah. One open door.
Nothing else? No.
Nothing different than before.
How big can the bag of holding go?
You can fit a body in if you squeeze.
Can I fit a body tied to a chair?
No.
Okay, I'll untie him then and put him in the bag.
Cool.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
you cut him loose, and then you squeeze him into the bag.
I'll go downstairs and ring the bell again.
No response.
I'll go in at this point, worried about the amount of time Urfa's been in there, and presumably knowing that him saying it. I'm just gonna walk up to the guards. I'm just gonna walk the exact same way I saw the guy go towards the exact same pair of guards.
What are you saying? Yeah, eating his lunch, leaning on a bat. One's eating his lunch, one's sitting on a barrel.
Like a bit shyly, like rubbing the back of my neck as I like wave to say hello. Hello. Did you see a worker from? And I'll point towards like the pub. Come out of there.
The one eating his lunch, kind of a bit of sandwich falls out of his mouth. That's him. The one sitting on the barrel kind of stands up really slowly. Kind of an intimidating guy. He's looking at you, Samara. You come from just over there?
From where? Just as he pointed at the same pub.
He's pointing. Make an insight check.
9.
He's pointing in the direction of the pub.
I was inside the pub, and then I saw a man. It looked like he worked
That
there.
match was legendary. No one else has taken down Lugo the Crusher till this guy comes along. The guy eating his sandwich is like, I knew it was him. Not many of your kind around here. What do they call you?
Our Crocras. Yeah, just
no,
call me.
your name.
Oh, wow. No one usually asks that. Sam. I can't remember the exact pronunciation or exactly how it's spelled. It's been a while. What does Tiamat call me? No, the correct pronunciation.
Zamura.
Yeah, I'll go. Oh, it's Zamura.
Zamura, eh? Well, not like I need Lugo the Crusher's name in my brain anymore. So he goes out, you go in. I'm looking forward to seeing your next match. When he got, we're being rude. You wanted something. What can we do?
Did you see a worker from that fancy tavern run out past you guys?
Don't think so. We were just sitting here. You're the first person to come up to us in a while. Yeah, we don't pay much attention to the Rosebud though. Bit rich for our tastes. Our wage doesn't pay for us to go in there.
there was some magic and stuff, and someone kind of told us to meet them there. So when we went over, we went into we tried to go into this room he told us to meet him in, and the door was locked, and like then it kicked down the door, scared that someone was hurt, and the room was really bloody. And then like the guy came up, and I think he thought that we'd done something, and he started running away. And you know, we haven't done anything, so we didn't want to get into trouble.
Right. Well, if you haven't done anything, don't fret. Right. You stay with Jim. He's going to take your statement. I'm going to go check it out. Right. This is the guy with the sandwich. Kind of.
Yeah. Room number 7.
I'll be downstairs till 1.
Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
yeah, this
That's
guy
fine.
eventually a guard comes running in, kind of one hand on the sword, comes jogging past you, and he's like, "Citizens, everybody, status. Fuck, you're the guy that killed the lion." Like, you know what? Today, I don't really get to meet a lot of famous people, but I'm having a royal day. You know who I just met outside?
Oh,
I
was
just
it?
met a guy that killed a giant like 3 hours ago.
I know, he's a good friend. Are you going to the crime scene by any
Crazy.
chance?
You guys know each other. What?
Are you going to that crime scene upstairs?
I'm going to the crime scene upstairs.
Wait, whoa, hold up. I've taken the body purely because he's one of my people.
You've done what now?
I've taken the body, but there's a reason. He's one of my people. I want to bury him properly, but also I have the ability to speak to the dead, but I can't do it here. So I'm taking him somewhere to be able to speak to him, to ask him who did it, do they know where they're going, and why they did it. So I can then track them down and...
What do you mean, one of your people?
Red Knight. Like, another cleric.
Right, red ones. Right.
Actually, speaking of which, you haven't happened to see anyone walking around in red armor that's not me, right?
We get a few clerics in the red one popping around so I haven't seen one recently, but they pass through every now and then.
Okay. You don't mind if I do a bit of investigation, like here, do you? Because they also took something from us that we're trying to get back.
I'm probably going to need to ask you for the body. I mean, I get you probably want to take it to private burial. I'm probably going to...
You can have the body, by all means, but I would like it. I know it sounds bad, but I would like to take him home, back to the cathedral.
Sure. I'm going to go look upstairs first. So you just hang about, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, no problem. I would like to... I'm assuming that they keep documents, like every good hotel would do, where they write down who's in what room and if they've paid or not. Where's the book? Where's the documents?
So make an investigation check.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You go behind the counter where the bell was, and you find what looks to be a few ledgers. You find one with the current dates on it. How are you going to try and determine who's who? Have you got any idea on how you like?
Well, I'm assuming that they'll have the room and who's in that room.
Like, you're looking for who's last booked out room 7.
Yeah, and if they've paid or not.
Yeah, you see the name Gregor Lamont paid in full.
That didn't help at all. So he just took his name. How long was Gregor staying here? Does it tell me how long he was staying here, or?
It looks like he's been in. It looks like he's been in room 7 for less than a week, but you do find a record slightly earlier on that he was in room 3 for 2 weeks.
Right. I'm going to scan the rest of the names and see if I recognize any of them.
Sure, make a perception check.
Hey!
I like the idea that I'm sat here as like a little bird man being like, so I walked in a room and I saw a body.
I'm totally not guilty. You can't.
That fucking worked. Magic.
Yeah, Anya?
You say that he was in room 3 for 2 weeks?
Yep.
Oh wait, because Anya doesn't know, does she?
Yeah, you're probably with Eartha when he's finding this out, so we'll say he's relaying it out loud, sure.
Can I go and investigate room 3?
Sure.
If you need the door kicked in, I'll come do it.
There might be a key behind the desk. We don't have to kick in the door.
That's true. Well, I can just use Mendon. 21 perception on names.
A lot of names, but none that are familiar to you. No one you've met. You don't think.
I'm not gonna do that actually. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go upstairs to room 3 as well. I was gonna say I'm gonna lie the body on the counter, but I thought that's probably not a good idea.
Welcome to our hotel.
Bon appetit.
So Anya, you get to the door of room 3. What would you like to do? As if that's on his way up, but you're there first.
Well, I'll see if the door's unlocked first. So there might not be a need to kick it down, but
You. And the doorknob does turn. It's unlocked.
okay. I'll just head inside and then if I can follow if needs be.
Are you like pushing straight in, or are you sneaking in? What's the?
I guess I'll kind of sneak in just in case there's someone in there.
Sure. Make a stealth check.
Okay, 2 seconds.
I was so tempted just to go up, close the door behind her, and just boot it in again.
Ooh, that's good. Hang on, let me count.
Right, so
26.
26. You see a pudgy gentleman, human, and a younger elven woman in the bed in the room. Kind of the streets, all the sheets all kind of tangled up and messed up. They're in bed, very asleep, and you see like bottles everywhere. It looks like they've had a long night of drinking, and they're like kind of still knocked out midday.
Okay, so do I want to wake them? Do I want to kick them out? Or do I just continue searching while they're asleep?
I own this establishment and you need to leave.
no, I got a really good idea. Don't you worry,
I'd
buddy.
probably, like, if I was to wake them up, it would be like, we've got a crime scene. We need everyone to come out because we need to take some statements. Probably like, even though I'm not a policewoman.
Oi! As you turn around, you see the guard coming out of the crime scene. Going,
Jesus Christ!
What are you doing? Get out! God, you go into people's. He kind of trots along, and he's like looking at you, Eartha, as well. And he's like, "You can't just go into people's rooms." And he closes the door. You guys are guards. You can't just go and do that. You can't go crime solving.
Sorry.
Trying to do a Scooby-Doo.
The guy who killed this guy also
like,
took something really important. And we need it back. Desperately.
I can't give you permission to go stomping into somebody's room.
Well, can you do that?
Sammy Rock, can you distract him?
Well, no,
I'm with the other guard.
He's with Jim.
I've got guard Joe over here on my
Was it Joe? I thought it was Jim.
You distract him while I go in?
It's Jim, but we'll say the guy with Eartha and Anya is Joe.
Right, there we go, okay.
Joe, kind of like, make a persuasion check, Anya.
Okay. Well, that I can do because I have like 16, like plus 16, so that's fine.
Does our shares in the Colosseum give us any power? Over like
The
law
Colosseum
crimes.
over, just in over law enforcement in general, or no?
No.
Nah.
You have shares
I've
in the
invested
Colosseum.
co-op. Does that give me the right to be the police?
26.
26.
Yeah.
Joe is like, well,
Just say we're police force.
I'll have a go. You're not, though.
They don't know that.
Shut up.
You have to
I'll
know.
have a quiet look. You two, fuck off somewhere else.
Where do you want the body? Should I go put him back in the chair?
Back in the crime scene, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go.
I'm gonna. Am I okay to go in yet?
In where?
In the room.
If you go through, he's like, you can't go in the room. You
Why is that I just could?
No,
he was.
Are you alright?
I'm a god. You are apparently a bard, and just because it rhymes doesn't really mean anything. Yous need to leave. You cannot be here. You have to go. You go put the body back where you found it, and then you have to go. Okay?
Yeah.
Please.
I'm gonna cry.
Convinced that I could go in the room.
No. You cannot go into any of the rooms. This is an active crime scene.
Well, then why don't you wake the witnesses then?
I will when you are gone, because this is a crime scene.
Would I have
Right,
caught up by
okay.
now? I feel like my
Can
witness
I?
statement wouldn't have took that long.
Fine.
Well, Samurai, are you just were you leaving gym or are you what are you?
Yeah, I leave gym after my statement and I come up to find these guys.
Can I?
Anya.
Oh, I don't know whether the window was open or not.
Which window?
Can I leave the inn, go round to where the room's window was and see if it's open?
While she's doing that, can I turn to Joe? Joe, what's all the commotion? Were they trying to go in there?
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan, Zamura. But I am gonna get in so much shit if you do not all get the fuck out of here. Right? Can you please? Okay, yes, she was trying to go in there. It's not even the right room. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I'm gonna go in there and talk to them. Do you have anything else to tell me?
No, it's all right, Joe. Look, it was lovely meeting a fan. I'll see you another time, and I'll grab Eartha and I'll start like walking and holding both his shoulders as he walks next to me.
I haven't put the body back yet.
Much. I'm a big fan, Zamura.
Can I put the body back now?
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
I wanna-
we were assuming-
Do I remember how the knots were tied on the ropes?
You
Yeah, I'll
can't
say
tie
so.
them.
If
You
I-
can't tie
If
them.
if I cast mending on the cut rope, will it mend
Yeah,
the
that'll
same?
fix it.
Yeah, there you go. I'll just do that. Then.
Sure.
I
You
shut
put
the
them back
window.
in an approximation of where you found them, and yeah.
Yeah, I shut the window.
Cool. Anya, you get around to the outside. You can see the window in that room's open a crack.
Now the guard said he would go in and wake them, so I don't want to physically go in and then be like, "What the fuck? I've just told you to leave."
You can do anything you'd like.
Okay.
But please don't.
He was having so much
I don't know how to
fun.
get. Is it on the second floor?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
I don't know how to get up. That's the only thing.
I'll say there's quite a lot of like I forget what they're called. You know, like the hanging vines you get on like the sides of houses, like the ivy.
Ivy. So like.
I'll say it looks
grapevine.
like you can try and test it and see if it's enough to climb.
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
just come out and fly her
I'll,
up.
I'll test the sturdiness of it then.
Make a nature check.
Oh God. Okay.
Such a bad idea. But we have so many of them. It's great.
I want to fly her up so she can wave at Joe. He's in the room and then he'll.
What was your nature
Oh.
check, Anya?
I got 12, but I'm gonna add 3 of my inspirations, so I get 15.
No. So inspiration, you re-roll the dice.
Oh yes.
So
Yeah.
you don't need to take off 3. You can do 1 if you want.
Okay, can I re-roll then?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that was very aggressive. I got 17.
17. It looks like because this place is so nice, like it looks like this isn't like random growth. It looks like it's been introduced on purpose, so it's been kept quite healthy. The stems and the vines are quite strong. You think you'd probably be able to climb it?
Okay, I'm gonna climb.
Sure. Make a acrobatics check with advantage.
Luckily, mine's quite high, so that's fine.
Roll it twice, remember, and you can take the better number.
Anya's gonna get arrested.
Oh,
Yeah. She's on the middle of a front street, basically,
I got
climbing up
10.
someone's window.
I got 10.
10.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Well, you said you had a good plus.
Yeah, it was +7. I just rolled really low.
Both times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlucky.
So, you lose footing. You lose footing a few times, but you you do manage to get up to, since it's not that far, you manage to get one hand on the bottom of the windowsill, and you can kind of like pull yourself up a bit, and you're on there. You can see there. Are you looking in? Make a perception check. Are you trying to hide yourself or not?
If they're still asleep, or
You won't
if
go
they're,
until you look in.
I'll just do a perception check, and then might have to do a stealth check or whatever if I need to hide.
Sure,
Kind of.
make a perception check.
Okay. I'm making a lot of checks here. Got a 20.
20. So you kind of like, now you kind of get yourself off the vines and onto the bottom of the windowsill, and you can kind of like, you kind of rest yourself, your feet can kind of rest on top of like the, like a bit of outcropping, so you can kind of almost stand, and you push up, and you see the naked behinds of a pudgy human man and a young elven woman, and in between their like naked butts, you can see like staring at like and talking to them. Their fronts are covered with the quilt, but the guard is like, he's like trying to hide, motioning to you in between, and you can see he's trying to work it into conversations, and he's kind of like trying like message to you like, get down, in between talking to them.
Okay. So he's kind of on my side.
He can see you and he's telling you to get down.
Oh,
Gonna
wait,
get
right,
yourself
okay.
arrested.
Get down as in, I fucking told you already, not like, get down so they can't see you. Okay. Okay, I'll just hide and I'll wait till he goes.
What are you waiting for?
I'm not gonna lie, I think that room's kind of pointless at this point. I don't think
I
anything's
think
gonna
you're
be in
just
there.
perving on a married couple.
I think there's a chance of something being in there, and then if we didn't go in, then we would just think what if. So at least I'm wasting my time doing it, and it's not either of you two.
As much as our...
Ellis is only hiding corpses. He's the one who commit real crimes. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
No, I'm just gonna hug Jade.
Nice. Yeah, reunite.
I miss you.
And with you hugging Jade and Joe investigating upstairs, we'll call that set.
Hug.